New year, new money, new market. This is the beginning of the future. Today is the next day of our lives, and we're living in that in between space of where we used to be and where we're going. We're not where we used to be, but we're not where we're going. We're in that in between space, right? And it's in that in between space where you either choke or you soar. That's what's present. And so I I love new because new implies new beginnings where we can dream again, we can believe again, we can hope again, we can try again, right? And so I want to take some moments to really contend with this whole notion of new as we as we strut into the new year. Okay? Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. And today we are dealing with new money, new year, new market. So if you're anything like me, 2020 tried to kill you, right? It just was like relentless on so many levels, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, and financially. And because all businesses had to move online, a lot of us, specifically people of color, specifically people of color, African Americans, historically marginalized people, aka Black folk, aka Black women entrepreneurs, which is where my thing, right? Is that a lot of us are used to bringing in money from what we do, not from what we know. And because the world has changed, you now have to bring in money from what you know because you can't go outside. You understand? You go outside, you die. Rest assured, we can talk about it. I'm staying away from it. But so I'm not good at everything. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm brilliant when it comes to bringing in money. Money, manifesting money, that is like, that's the easy part. Okay. Money's easy. Living takes some doing. Okay. So today I want to talk to you about becoming a new market. Becoming a new market. And I'm gonna break it down, slow it down to break it down, but I want to make sure to invite you to share, to tag, to post, to comment. This is useful stuff. All right. This is getting my brain without the price tag. And that's deliberate. It's a love offering. So, I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't already, please join the Hot Mess Millionaire Facebook group. Okay. I'm planning on doing two new things in this year, this 2021 year. I think I'm going to do First Million Fridays, where I'm going to do love seats and pour into people's businesses just because it makes me feel good. Okay. And I also think I'm going to do partnership, promote to partnership Saturdays. So people learn how to promote like rich people do. A lot of times, when people think of networking, they try to enroll somebody or make someone buy something from them. I don't want you to do that ever again. Stop it now. I don't want you to buy. I don't want you to try to get a sale. I don't care about that. That's just one person. I want you to get interested in getting committed to getting access to people's networks. Different money, rich people stuff is what we do. I don't want you. I want your network. And that's a very different kind of thinking. And that's one of the reasons we're going to talk about new money, new market right now. Okay. So, like I said, if you haven't already, please share, please tag, please comment. And, yeah, let's talk about this money thing. So first things first, if you're anything like me, you came up rough. Okay. You didn't come up with money or guidance or mentorship in terms of how to make money, grow money, scale, leverage, pimp. Well, you may have learned pimping is relative, but the thing that I want you to understand is first things first, you're not behind. It's hard to feel that way when you see so many success stories on television, on radio, online. It's like, oh my God, everybody's killing it. They may be killing something. They may be killing something. Okay. But I want you to understand the very nature of money, that it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Money's fluid. So please don't Don't handicap yourself by thinking you're behind, because you're not. You're divinely ordered. You're right where you're supposed to be. If you think you're behind, it's going to make you frustrated. You're going to start comparing, and that is death. Because there's always going to be people who are greater and lesser than you. Always. Always. There's going to always be Oprah, and there's going to always be the unknown, some version thereof. So you can't do it that way. Otherwise, you'll defeat yourself. So please don't do that. Okay. So what I would like for you to do, instead of judging you or how do you say, God help, comparing, what I prefer for you to do is relate to yourself as someone who has gaps. Everyone has gaps in their education. Okay. I'm very, 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 very educated in manifesting millions. It is something that I am trained in. I've been doing since I was a young person, and it's something I can do not just with money. I can do it with likes. I can do it with views. I can do it with streams. I can do it with reaching people. I can do it with tours. I can do it with filling events. It's what I do. It's so at this point, it's just like water's wet and where the money at? Put me in, coach. Put me in, right? But I can't cook. Don't judge me. I'm not a cooker, man. And I've tried. I've tried. So please, I'm not lazy. I'm just not interested. Okay. I tried to boil eggs and they burnt. I'm not kidding. This is how not of a cook I am. All right. So I need you to understand that everybody has gaps. My gaps is I'm not very good at basic stuff. I'm just not good at domestic stuff, y'all. I'm not. But when it comes to hearing money, pricing, packaging, positioning, and having my clients multiply their money so they get to their millions, that's something I can do in my sleep. Okay. So you have to hold it as you have gaps. Like some of you are really good at finishing what you start. Some people can't even get started and they suck at getting started. So you have to find your own strength that you know you're good at. And you want to lock in. I tried some cooking classes. I've surrendered. I'm just ordering now. Okay. I'd rather create money. I'd rather create paper, right? So please don't judge you. That's going to hurt you. Okay. Second point I want to get in real early on in this conversation about money is that if you're anything like me, if you've been hurt, if trauma has, had its way with you a couple of times, a couple of rotations, if you're dealing with some things, if you dealt with some things, not a problem. Thank God for the trauma, because that's where your money is. But the first thing you have to really understand about being a person who's been hurt by life, if life has kicked you in the teeth, okay? If life has sucker punched you or pimp slapped you across the world, hear me when I tell you this. When it's time to invest in yourself, what you will hear is cost. That was preach, God. I don't know if they caught that. Should I sit with it or try it again? Okay, let me try it again. So here's the thing. I was raised poor, so every penny counted, right? And I understood that things had a cost. I'm a street girl, so everything's transactional with me, right? So I would relate to, if I want something, I have to buy it, okay? Or get it, or get someone to get it for me, or somehow or another get it when it fell off the truck. You know what I'm saying? But somehow or another, I was going to get it. But it was going to be a cost to it. It could be the cost of money. It could be the cost of time. It could be the cost of favor. But there was going to be some kind of cost. Okay? So when I became an entrepreneur, I brought that behavior. Everybody say behavior. I'm pretending you're saying behavior because it makes me feel better about myself. The teacher in me wants to feel like I did something good. So the behavior that I brought with me from the streets into my business, from even as an employee to entrepreneur, I brought in that I have to buy stuff. Everything has a cost. Everything has a cost. And so, but I want you to hear me when I tell you, when you relate to money like that, when you relate to life like that, that means anything for you that you have to buy turns you into a liability. If you move through this world relating that you have to work for it, that you have to prove it, that you have to make it, that you have to overcome it, that you have to do something to get somewhere to be somebody, you're relating to yourself as a cost. So fundamentally, you're calling yourself a deficit. Okay? It's subtle, but it's real. And I have walked this, especially if you've been hurt by life. I can't talk to people who haven't gone through some things because I don't know y'all. But the ones who've gone through some things and you live to tell the story, but you bear the scars, you're going to relate to yourself as a liability. You're going to relate to yourself like you don't have a right to charge high ticket, which is the only thing I teach. Okay? You're going to relate to yourself like, oh, who's going to pay me that for my knowledge or my experience or my advice? Why would they pay me? That's just the wound talking, boo. That's just the wound talking. That's just the past. That's just the pain talking. It's not the truth of you. Okay? So the first things first, we got to get you to real clear on this notion of investment. Because we throw it around in internet marketing, we throw it around a lot. We throw it around, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, right? But they never break it down for Black people who didn't come from anything. So let me help you understand what that means, okay? An investment, inherent in an investment is a loss. I want you to hear that. That's an inherent, like it's almost like legalized gambling, right? When you invest in something, you are expecting a return on that investment. You are expecting dividends. You're expecting, like if you drop 1 quarter, you're expecting 2 quarters to drop from that 1 quarter, at least doubling it. Does it make sense? So that's the very nature of investment. You don't go into an investment expecting to lose. You know, that's why you bet it. You're like, okay, do I really think I could do this? Okay, I'm taking it on, right? But the thing is, this is what you need to understand about high ticket sales, high ticket offers, and high ticket positioning, which is the only thing I do, okay? The investment isn't in the training. I will even go further to say that the investment isn't even necessarily in you as a personality. Because you are investing in yourself, like you invested in your education. You invest when you buy that suit to go in that interview to get that job. You invest in yourself when you get your makeup done, when you're going to get on camera. So those are all investments. Ha, ha, yes, yes, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes, I'm here for it. Yes, and when I say invest in yourself, I am saying invest in your commitment to doing what it takes until it produces. That's the investment. Not the training. The reason why my money flows whatever way I want it to flow is because I invest in me. I invest in that. I know that if I take it on, I'm not stopping until I win. I will not stop until I win. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it feels like. I don't care what's going on because I know I'm good for it. That's the investment. I'm saying I'm betting on me. I'm not betting on the stock market. I'm not betting on administration. I'm not betting on politics. I'm not betting on the economy. I'm betting on me. If I can get up off the streets, what's a million to me? What's 10 million to me? What's 5? Ain't nothing to me. It don't mean nothing to me because I already know what I can do. Because I know, I trust me to keep going until the tide turns, no matter how I feel. And that is the difference between a $1 million business, a multi-million-dollar business, a 6-figure business, and no business at all. Is that if you do not get it in your bones, that you will continue until it turns, until you reach the outcome, and you do the corrections that you have to do to reach the outcomes, then until then, you're not investing in you. You're not investing in you. You're investing in hope. You're invested in a hope and a prayer, a wing and a prayer. You're invested in, please help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. I cannot tell you how many messages I've received or emails, panic emails like, I need help. I can't help you because you can't help yourself yet. You're coming at me to help you. How can I help you when you are your best advocate? That's a real word. It's like, and this, I say this in love, and you know, I don't, and for you, if you're new to me, love me through it. For my truth tellers, send me some love, okay? Because I'm about to go in. I'm trying, Lord. I ain't even cursed, but I've done so good today. Prayerfully, we'll see how long it lasts. But I'm doing pretty good. I haven't even flexed real hard. This is the thing. If you're asking for help, I want you to hear this logic. And you don't even know what I'm going through right now. Why would I help you? A couple of days ago, not too long ago, right? And I get this a lot, so it's not personal to anyone, but I had someone send me a message asking me to promote something that they loved and they thought was amazing. And it probably was. But they hadn't looked at my posts. They hadn't looked at my timeline. They hadn't looked at my pages. And they didn't even and here's one person sent me something around promoting something around suicide. And I'm like, do you know my brother just died? Do you understand that my brother just transitioned and he went home to meet the Lord, and you want me to promote something that has to do with death? Do you understand how not good that is? Do you understand? So you want me to help you, but you won't help yourself, and you won't even help me help you by coming correct and being appropriate. You see what I'm saying? And so part of what I want you to hear right now, and I mean this in all love, is that if you are asking for help, then you're not ready to be a millionaire. You're not. Because you still have it that is outside of you. You can't be a new market if you're following a leader. You see what I'm saying? Like, anytime someone says they need help, they're not accountable for their life or their success. Okay? They're not. They're not accountable yet. They're still looking for something or somebody outside of them to give them a break or show them something or put them on. And God forgive me, I may sound like a Republican when I say this, so y'all forgive me if I sound like one, but hell, we'll see how it goes. I made my own way. No, let me say it differently. God made my way, but I was smart enough to listen and do what God told me to do. Okay? And so, right. And so, but it was, I had to, and I still do this. I self-funded my dreams. I did. I worked, I saved, I learned new skills. I learned how to do sales and marketing and content creation. I learned how to build networks, build platforms. I learned how to build audiences and do engagements. And all that got to be, all my degrees are fine art degrees. I had to learn that. So I had to learn it wounded, not healing and money at the same time, right? So when you come to me saying, can you help me? The first thing I'm looking at is how have you helped yourself? And what do you think I can do for you that you can't do for you? You see what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, it comes down to self-confidence. My confidence is up now after 30 years in the game, right? It wasn't that way when I started. But the new market I created is rooted in my pain. It's rooted in my process. It's rooted in my growth. So when I talk about a new market, I'm not saying you need to go out and figure out a new way to make tennis shoes. I personally don't think there's anything new under the sun. And I think that's a good thing. So you don't have to be original. You see what I'm saying? But you do have to be you. Okay? So before you can create a new market, you have to get yourself as the author of your life. And that's the work. That's the real work. The real work is really contending with how much of your life is not set up for your first million. It's just not set up for it. Not yet. Your whole life right now is set up to survive or look good or keep people off your back or be impressive or, it's set up to do what it's doing. But if you really told the truth about it and you looked at all the structures you have in place, how many structures do you have in place to be a millionaire? Do you even know what they take? Do you know what they are? Have you inquired? Have you looked? Have you read? Have you studied? Have you learned? Have you invested? Have you learned with other people? Have you mentored? What have you done to get in reality about this life? One of the things when I was on the streets, the reason why people didn't survive the streets because they were in fantasy. That may be too graphic for them, God. Let me try to fix this one. Let me try something softer. Sometimes people are enthusiastic about whatever, the project. And I've done this. And in their enthusiasm, they miss steps. And those steps are the ones that have money leaks. They don't do follow through. They don't do setup. They don't do all the pieces that are necessary. And then they wonder why the money doesn't move. Well, the money doesn't move because they're not in reality about what it takes to move the money. They're not in reality. And so maybe the question asked is, are you in reality about what it takes to be a millionaire? Do you understand the level of commitment and focus it takes? Especially if you haven't had money. Or if you're, or even if let's take for granted, let's say you're successful now. Let's say you're a 6-figure earner and you're doing your things as an entrepreneur, which is great, which is my sweet spot. That high five, early six figure phase. Let's say you're in that space. Okay, let's say you're in that space, right? And you've been in that space for 3 years. Then the real question is, why aren't you a millionaire? It takes 1 to 3 years to become a millionaire. If you do it, if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then how come you haven't gone and found out? And these are real questions. I'm not being obtuse. I'm being honest. And the reason why people stay in hope about becoming a millionaire is because people don't tell them the truth of what it takes. It does take something. It takes a level of focus, a level of, I don't want to say the word sacrifice because that sounds negative to me, but it does take a level of sheer laser will to let go of all the distractions and the helping people and carrying people to fulfill the destiny. And if you don't understand that, you'll be like, well, how come I haven't? Because you're not in reality of what it takes. Right now, I'm writing. Okay, for people who've been with me for a while, y'all know that I'm on my artist thing, right? I'm here. I'm in Hollywood. In LA, and I'm writing my first pilot, my first TV series, because my thing right now is to go from being an internet marketer to being entertainment mogul. Okay, that's my thing, right? And I am learning how to write teleseries. Okay, very different format than anything else I've written. Now, I'm an award-winning playwright. I'm a best-selling author. I'm an international best-selling author. I have tons and tons of content out in the world, right? So it's not. I'm a savage when it comes to writing. I'm a baby at writing for television. I'm a baby. I'm like, you baby, you baby girl. I'm a baby, like goo goo gaga baby at this, right? But the thing that I know is I won't stop until I master it because that's how I live my life. So I invested in myself through a really, really brilliant pilot teacher, a TV pilot teacher, right? And we're doing our thing, blah, 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 blah. And I had to deal with the fact that I don't know nothing. And it is humbling. But this is the difference between no show and winning an Emmy. Learning what I don't know so I can learn it, so I can win. I don't get stopped because my feelings get hurt or I fumble the ball. I have to learn what I don't know that I don't know so I can know it so I can win. And when it comes to money, it's the same thing. You say you want to be a millionaire, but if you only know how to bring in money by putting up flyers or doing things live, then how can you make money in this economy? Do you see what I'm saying? So the answer is you can't. You have to figure out a way to bring in money from your knowledge, your wisdom, your lived experience. Okay? Not from your time, not from your skill. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. It's like water, sweat, and I teach. I open my mouth, teaching happens. Okay? In my fantasy life, I want to be a rock star. And I really do. It's a whole thing. Tina Turner, the wigs, the legs. I wanted it badly. It's not my life. I'm a boring teacher. Okay? Thank God that there's a need for me to be a teacher. But now notice this. I don't market teaching. That comes with me. My skill is I can teach. My skill is I can write. My skill is I can speak. My skill is I can listen. And my skill is that I can inspire. Those are skills. Okay? Just like graphic design is a skill, or copywriting is a skill, or babysitting is a skill, or teaching someone math. All those are skills. Okay? And somebody else can do them for pennies on a dollar. So I don't want you to market your skills because they come with I could not teach. And it doesn't matter what kind of art, whether I'm doing direct sales copy, branding, marketing, messaging, or writing for TV. That's the teaching in me, the writer in me, all this that comes with me. So I don't have to market that. Does it make sense? What people are looking to buy is not your skill. Because if you sell your skill, you're going to get into a bidding war for the person who can underprice you, but do the same thing, just a little different. So that's not a new market. There's this book called Blue Ocean, where it's a classic, and they have this red ocean, blue ocean. It's like red ocean, shark, shark, shark. Everyone's fighting for market share. Blue ocean, you create something completely different that other people can't do. Purple cow, I'll put that in the notes. Purple cow about Seth Godin. When you create something that's only you, okay? And that's what I'm calling a new market. Now here's the caveat. When I say new market, I mean taking your pain, taking the bad stuff, taking the stuff that really hurt you, okay? And having it make you a category of one. I want you to be the highest paid leader in your industry. I want you to live fulfilled, and I want you to have your life transform the world. And I don't want you to be the best anymore. I want you to be the only, okay? There's only one Oprah. There's only one Beyonce. There's only one Dr. Venus. No one can duplicate us. And no one can duplicate you. When you start to relate to yourself as a new market, but you can't relate to yourself as a new market until you become accountable for yourself, until you start seeing yourself as an investment, okay? And until you actually get in reality about what you're not telling the truth about that keeps you stuck, safe, and small in a mediocre life. And that's a real word, okay? And so my clients, part of what they have to deal with is just getting in reality about what they're not in reality about. I was talking to a new client of mine whom I love. She's a teacher. She's precious to me, just precious to me. And I love my clients. I don't take on anybody who doesn't inspire me, okay? And she's a teacher. And the woman who saved my life was a teacher. So yay for teachers. And she and I were talking about her doing some kind of something for her school that would pay her $40 an hour. And I'm like, why are we even looking at this? She said, well, because it'll be good experience. I'm like, but you already have experience. You're a teacher. She's like, oh yeah, but it'll give me exposure. I said, no, it won't expose you to the people who can pay you top dollar. She said, okay. She says, well, I can help people. I said, then don't go into business. That's called acts of service. That's called nonprofit. That's called donating your time. We're not doing anything for $40 an hour. That is insulting to me on behalf of her. She is worth so much more than $40. And so I was like, boo, if you build this out for them, for their $40, for $1,000, all right, they then can use that brain power that you put together and it's district wide for the next 10 years. And all they did was pay you $1,000 bloody bucks. Now she's awake. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say to you. You're doing all this. You're working like an employee, even if you're an entrepreneur. You're not looking at how people can use you because you're not even seeing yourself as valuable enough to be used. You don't understand that this world needs you, Black woman. Everything that moves through you, Mama. Be very clear. Don't be fooled by the hype. Oh, please, Jesus, help me not go there. Please, I haven't even cursed. I'm doing so good. So, bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. My point is this. You're sleeping on you, boo. You are a new market waiting to happen. And it's not because of the pain. It's not in spite of your pain. It's because of it. And it's pain that you've healed through. There's still residue. Like there's things that I can do a lot. All right. But one thing I cannot do is I can't do anything around my father. And I don't even know why. Whenever I even try to talk about him, I end up weeping. And it's not because I love him and all that kind of good stuff. I just can't figure out how can someone love me and keep me alive, but then leave me and throw me to the wolves. My brain can't fix it. I'll take it to my therapist. My point is, we can't sell something that you haven't healed from. So there's a healing season that has to happen in the work in order for the work to move. And some of us as Black women, powerful, high-performing Black women, purpose-driven, high-achieving Black women, okay, we try to power through on top of the pain. And we don't deal with the pain, so the pain has us have money leaks. And if we get triggered, we'll just burn it. We'll burn it to the ground or we'll give it away, So if you want to be a new market, you have to take on healing. The money part is easy. I swear to God it is. I can build you a 7-figure business in 15, 30 minutes. Okay. I can empower you and show you how to implement it in 1 to 3 years. I can get your money moving in probably 8 weeks, maybe no more than 90 days. You see what I'm saying? None of that's hard. The real work is really the healing, doing the internal excavation to dismantle the behaviors that sabotage your 7-figure future. Okay? So if you're interested in really exploring new money, okay, there are 2 things I want to bring to your attention, and I have them listed here in the resources. Well, actually 3. The first one is this: if you're entrepreneurial or early stage entrepreneur, which means you are still bringing in money from your day job, and you haven't made money from your knowledge yet, okay? Then I have a link here for a program called Money Mogul. It's self-paced. It's my best-selling program, self-paced program. It's way, way accessible, but it teaches you how to become your own ATM. It teaches you how to go from being an employee to an entrepreneur in your business, even if you already have a business. So go check up on that. And if you want to, there are some people who reach out to me, and I just want to make it easy so I don't have to keep going through this, who want to work with me directly. Okay. So if that is you, go ahead. I put a link for a masterclass. It's called Category of One Masterclass. It's down here somewhere. It's in the notes. Go look at the webinar. Look at it. It's 45 minutes. See if it really resonates with you. See if you really want to deal with me. Okay. Because I am serious about your paper. There's no reason at all that you should not already be a Black woman millionaire, especially if you've been putting in the work. If you're already high 5-figure, 6-figure, multiple 6-figure chick, you're doing your thing, and you still haven't turned, then there's some healing to do. There's some blocks there. There's some missing. There's some gaps. There's some gaps you have in your education with regard to breaking your first million or your next million. Okay, because some sisters have millions, but they don't like how they got them because they're tired. They built the business that exhausts them. So it's not the number as much as it is the willingness to have your life make a difference. Okay, and then another thing I did include was the Black Woman Millionaire Hot Mess Edition book. Girl, let me help you understand. If you need to understand how to do this, just go ahead and that handles some healing stuff. That also puts I have my Black Woman Millionaire blueprint in there. Okay, so it's a really great resource. All 3 of them are. Okay, so I encourage you to check up on it. Seth Godin's Purple Cow is another one that I think you should check up on, and Blue Ocean. Blue Ocean. Those are the 2 books. Those are the books I would recommend. Okay, if you're committed to being in a new market, and I think that's, if there's anything else, oh yes, make sure you join the Facebook group, because I keep saying I think because I'm still grieving and I know better. I'm not ready. I don't want to make a commitment that I can't fulfill on yet. So I haven't landed quite yet. So I'm still grieving. And thank you for hearing my word and sitting with me. Part of the way I manage myself, the way I grieve is I keep my promises. It keeps me, it's normalcy helps me versus falling out, because if I fall back, then all my structures fall down, and then it's not even cute. So I just want to tell you thank you for being with me. All right, and thank you for sharing. I see that you're sharing, and I see your posts. I'll go back through them when I can. Okay, or not. I don't. I'm learning not to say what I'm going to do yet because I'm too moody. So just know that I love you. And I think that's all for now. Okay. This is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire, and know that I love you in that agape way. I wish you an extraordinary new year, and there's no reason for you not to be a millionaire even in this economy. There's no reason for you to have to wait for a stimulus check. You don't need it. You need to bring in your own money. It can be done. It's not even hard. You just need the tools and some guidance. And I have some self-paced tools. I have books. I have some references from other people's books that aren't even mine. And if you want to work with me directly, look at the masterclass, the Category of One masterclass, and then take the following steps if it feels right. Then we'll jump on the phone and have a conversation myself or you or with my team, okay? I think that's all I got, God. Is there anything else you want me to share? No, that's all, guys. That's all I can hear. All right, beloveds, enjoy your day. Thank you, fam. And please remember this. You're worth so much more than you have ever been taught to believe. This is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. Goodbye for now.